All right, it's Tuesday. It is cold, it is rainy, and my football team stinks. And I've had the last 2 days to just drive around and just kind of stew on this thing. And especially hear everybody complain about the last play of the game. And certainly everybody's complaints are valid. I gotta talk about it. I gotta talk about it. I gotta give my opinion on it. And at the risk of sounding like I'm defending Jim Schwartz, which I am certainly not. And at the risk of sounding like I'm defending Nate Gerry, because I am certainly the fuck not. Here's my question to you. The fuck do you want them to do, huh? What the fuck do you expect them to do? They're in 5 wide, empty set. They're already in nickel coverage. The receiver is lined up over the middle linebacker, Nate Gerry. He's who you fucking got. That's it. What do you want them to do? Call the timeout before the play? 100% with you. 100%. Should have called the timeout and reassessed the situation. But I would challenge you to ask yourself honestly, if they decided to call a different fucking defense, would the result been any different? Any different? You got who you got. Spoiler alert for everybody who's watching this game, but it's 11 on 11. And that defense is who you got. Eventually, you got to go to war with who you got. You got to trust the people to make plays because that's who you got. And they can't make them. They can't make them. You got Chase Claypool lined up over the middle linebacker position. Well, they should have had anybody else covered. They're already in fucking nickel. They've already got every healthy defensive back they have out there. They're out of guys. They ain't got no more guys. Should have been Sean Bradley. Okay, all right, should have been Sean Bradley. You want to put the rookie out there and expect a different result? Maybe it would have happened, but probably not, because those are your guys. That's who you got. Call a different defense. Fucking what? What would you like him to call? You tell me, Mr. Madden player behind your controller. What would you call in that situation? Empty set. Would you call it blitz? Oh, Big Ben would have picked up on that, and it would have been thrown to wherever the blitzing linebacker or defensive back was coming from. You couldn't have done that. What did you want to call quarters? You're out of fucking guys. You ain't got nobody else, bro. There's nobody else to put out there. That's why I'm not defending Nate Gerry. Nate Gerry stinks like a Taco Bell dumpster in August. He's horrible, but he's who you fucking got. I'm not defending Jim Schwartz, although I would challenge you to say, what other play call would you have done? You want to blame Doug Peterson for not calling the timeout? 100% agree with you. Should have called the timeout, should have reassessed the situation. But again, I would challenge you, do you really think the result would have been any fucking different? I'm not defending any one of those people, I'm not defending fucking anybody. But what I am saying is what you're seeing on this, the problem on this defense, this football team in general, is a lack of overall fucking talent. They ignored and devalued the linebacker position for years. For fucking years. In the Super Bowl, you had Bradham in the middle, playing well. You had Michael Kendricks on the outside, weak side, better than average weak side linebacker. You had Camus on the other side, playing well above his special teamer status. And that wasn't even a great linebacking core, but it got the job done. Since then, they've let all those guys go, which, hey, that happens, but they've invested zero capital. Whether it be draft assets or in free agency, they've spent no money and devalued the linebacker position and turned it into a fucking liability. So again, I ask you, what the fuck would you like them to do? Put another defensive back over there? We don't have another defensive back. We don't have one. We got Mills playing safety, playing outside. Playing safety, playing outside. Roby Coleman, Strappy got out there. Fucking, they let Sidney Jones go. Rasul go. You let Malcolm, you're telling me now you don't miss Malcolm Jenkins? You're telling me right now you don't miss Malcolm Jenkins? There was a guy, Malcolm Jenkins was a guy who at the safety position would sometimes play linebacker, wouldn't he? You telling me that Malcolm Jenkins wouldn't have done a better job in that situation than Nate Gary? But you wanted to let him go because you wanted to take care of him, and now this is what you get. Jim Schwartz's defense hasn't changed since his time in Tennessee. Jim Schwartz's defense is a defense that is very vanilla, all right? It doesn't blitz. It's not exotic. It doesn't give you different looks. The pre-snap read is the same as the post-snap read, meaning that it needs talent in order to run. You need talent in order to make it go. If you're not going to be creative to make up for an overall lack of talent, then you need the talent to make up for the overall lack of being creative. And right now he doesn't have the talent, and he's not being creative, so the whole thing's a giant clusterfuck. You want to say Nate Gary stinks? Nate Gary stinks. I'm 100% on board with you. You want to say that Jim Schwartz should have called a different defense? I would challenge you to tell me what fucking defense he was supposed to call and who else he was supposed to put in there. You want to say that Jim Schwartz or Doug Peterson should have called a timeout? Okay, he should have called a timeout. 100% with you. Completely agree, but I would challenge you to say, do you expect the result to be any fucking different? Big Ben would have picked up on the weaknesses. He would have picked up on whoever if it wasn't, Nate Gary wasn't on Chase Claypool, he would have, spoiler alert, wherever Nate Gary's lining up, that's where the fucking ball's going. What I'm telling you is it's overall lack of fucking talent on this defense. We have who we fucking have. We got to go to war with who we fucking have, and it stinks. Go Birds.